Welcome back, Alpha audience. I know you've been through the storm. I know you've faced moments that tried to break you. Moments where the world seemed to turn against you, where enemies and critics appeared out of nowhere to bring you down and destroy everything you've worked for. I know what it's like to feel the weight of their lies, the venom of their deceit, the cruelty of their intentions. But here's the truth. They tried to frame you, but what they didn't understand, what they failed to realize is that they were walking straight into their own trap, and now they're the ones who will have to face the consequences. You see, they thought they could break you. They thought they could build their little webs of manipulation around you and watch you struggle, caught in their lies. But they underestimated one thing, the strength within you, the resilience that resides deep inside your soul. They didn't know what you were made of, because if they did, they would have never dared to play this game with you. They would have never thought they could defeat you in your own arena, because you are not the one who is weak. You are not the one who is vulnerable. You are the hunter, not the prey. You are the predator in the dark, not the victim. And now the tables are turning. Their game is unraveling at the seams, and they have no one to blame but themselves. Because when you have a mind that is sharp enough, and a spirit that is unyielding enough, the truth always finds its way to the surface. No matter how many lies they spread, no matter how many false accusations they throw your way, the truth is an unstoppable force, and it will expose them for what they really are. Liars, manipulative cowards who thought they could play with fire without getting burned. In the darkness where they thought they had you trapped, you were silently observing, calculating every move, every word, every scheme they tried to put in place against you. You were never caught off guard. You were never surprised because you knew exactly what they were up to. You knew exactly how they operated, and you were ready for it, while they were too busy celebrating their supposed victory. You were already planning your counterattack because you were never just going to sit back and allow them to destroy you. You knew better than that. You knew the price of silence was too high. The cost of inaction was too great. So you chose to fight back. They thought they could destroy your reputation. They thought they could tarnish your name and turn others against you. But what they didn't account for is the power of your integrity. They didn't realize that the truth has a way of spreading faster than lies ever could when they tried to frame you. They were only making a fatal mistake. They assumed they could silence you, but instead, they gave you the ammunition you needed to expose them for who they truly are. And now the whole world can see the truth. They tried to bring you down, but they just ended up digging their own grave. Now look at them trapped in their own lies, suffocating under the weight of their deceit, while you stand strong, unshaken, unbroken, and triumphant, because you didn't fold under pressure. You didn't buckle when they came for you. Instead, you used their weapons against them and turned the tide in your favor. Every lie they told became a weapon in your hand, a tool to unravel their plot, piece by piece. And now the truth is undeniable. They cannot escape it. No matter how much they try to twist and turn, they are caught in the very web they tried to create for you. It is a beautiful thing to witness when the oppressors who sought to break you realize that they have only broken themselves. They thought they could frame you. They thought they could control the narrative. But in the end, they became the victims of their own deceit. And as they struggled to find their way out of the trap they set for you, they realized too late that they have no escape. They tried to destroy your life, but instead, they have sealed their own fate. And you, my friend, are standing tall, watching it all unfold. You may have been in the shadows for a time, but that was only because you were biding your time, waiting for the right moment to strike. You didn't need to rush. You didn't need to panic because you knew that every storm has its end and every lie has its expiration date. They couldn't silence you. They couldn't keep you down because you were always destined for more than their petty schemes. You were always meant for greatness, and they couldn't take that away from you. No matter how hard they tried to frame you. But what they didn't know is that they were framing their own downfall. Every action they took, every false accusation they made only brought them closer to the point of no return. And now, they are facing the consequences of their own choices, while you are rising above it all, stronger, wiser, and more determined than ever before. Because you've learned something in the process. You've learned that the path to success is never easy, but it is always worth it. You've learned that the battles we face are never in vain, and that every challenge only makes us more powerful. So let them watch as you rise. Let them see the greatness that was always inside you, but that they could never destroy. Let them see your success. Let them watch as you move forward with a sense of purpose and a heart full of confidence, because you know who you are. You know what you're capable of, and nothing they can do will ever change. That they tried to frame you. They tried to bring you down, but they were the ones who got caught in their own trap. And now it's your turn to take back what is rightfully yours. The world will remember the story of how they tried to break you, how they tried to destroy you. But in the end, they only exposed themselves for what they truly are: weak, deceptive, and cowardly. And the world will also remember how you stood tall through it all, how you never faltered, how you never let their lies define you, because you knew that you are more than the sum of their accusations. You are more than the lies they spread. You are an alpha, and no one can take that away from you. And now, as you stand victorious in the aftermath of their failed plot, you can take pride in knowing that you faced your darkest hour and come out the other side stronger than ever. They thought they could frame you. They thought they could bring you down, but they didn't count on your power. They didn't count on your resilience, and now they will have to live with the consequences of their actions, while you continue to rise to heights they could never reach. Because you were never meant to be held back. You were never meant to be defeated. You were always destined for greatness, and nothing they do can change that. Because the truth about your strength is unshakable. They tried to push you down into the depths of despair. They tried to build their webs of lies around you, trying to hold you in place, trapping you like an insect in their deceitful hands. But they made one crucial mistake. They didn't know who they were dealing with. They didn't know that they were playing a game with someone who had already seen through the facade long before they could even strike. And in the end, their lies didn't become chains that could bind you. They became nothing more than tools that gave you leverage, the very leverage you needed to expose their weakness, to tear down their walls of manipulation. It's not just about survival anymore. It's about dominance. They thought they could break you. They thought they could take what's yours. But every move they made to frame you was a move that ultimately set the stage for your victory. And now, that stage is yours to command. Look at them now. Look at how they are scrambling, backpedaling, trying to cover their tracks. But the truth is out, and once the truth is out, there's no hiding. You were always meant to rise, to stand tall, to emerge stronger from the wreckage they tried to cause. They didn't realize that, in trying to destroy you, they were only strengthening you. Every lie they tried to weave around you only served to reveal their incompetence, their lack of foresight, their vulnerability. The world, despite all its chaos and its lies, has a way of turning things in your favor when you least expect it. When they were trying to trap you, they thought they were isolating you. They thought you would crumble under pressure, that the weight of their accusations would suffocate you. But what they didn't understand is that the pressure is exactly what turns coal into diamonds. The weight of their falsehoods only forged a stronger version of you. You were never meant to fold. You were never meant to be a victim. You were always going to be the one who showed the world how to fight back, how to stand firm in the face of adversity, how to let your strength shine brighter than the lies they tried to bury you in. And this is your moment. The moment when everything comes full circle. The moment when you realize that all the darkness they tried to throw at you only made you burn brighter. It's your light, your clarity, your ability to see through their deception that has become their downfall. They might have thought they were clever, that their lies would pull the wool over your eyes, that they would be able to walk away with their hands clean, but they forgot one key thing. They underestimated your ability to see through the fog of their manipulation. You saw every tactic they used. You recognized every move, every false word they spoke. They might have thought they were the ones playing the game, but in reality, you were always the one in control. They thought they could take away your power, but they only gave you more. Now, they stand before you, exposed. They thought they could tear down your reputation, destroy your credibility, but what they failed to see was that you are not defined by their lies. You are not defined by their false accusations. You are defined by the truth of who you are, by the strength of your spirit, by the battles you've fought and won. They tried to make you a target, a scapegoat, but in doing so, they only turned the spotlight on themselves. The very lies they told about you are the ones that reveal their true nature. The world now sees them for what they are: deceitful, manipulative, and weak. While you, on the other hand, stand as a beacon of truth, a symbol of resilience, a testament to the fact that no matter how hard the world tries to break you, you will always rise again, stronger than ever. Let them see the consequences of their actions. Let them watch as their lies crumble around them, as the foundation of their manipulations falls apart. They built their empire on deceit, and now that empire is collapsing, piece by piece. They tried to frame you, they tried to tear you down, but in the end, they've only exposed their own weaknesses. They thought they could win this battle with lies, but lies can never withstand the power of truth. They thought they could hold you down, but what they didn't understand is that you were never meant to stay down. You were always meant to rise above them, to surpass them, to show them what true power looks like. And as they watch their world burn, they will realize the price they've paid for their deceit. The consequences of their actions are irreversible. They thought they could frame you. They thought they could destroy you. But instead, they have sealed their own fate. You have played this game with precision, with patience, with strategy. And now you stand victorious, unscathed, while they are left to face the fallout of their own lies. The world may not always be kind, but it always finds a way to expose the truth. And the truth, my friend, is that you were never the one who was vulnerable. You were always the one who had the strength, the intelligence, the willpower to turn every attempt to bring you down into an opportunity to rise higher than before. They tried to frame you, but they couldn't frame your spirit. They tried to destroy you, but they couldn't destroy your will. They thought they could control the narrative, but in doing so, they only gave you the power to control your own destiny. And now, as they are left in the ruins of their own creation, you stand as a testament to the power of truth, resilience, and strength. You stand as a reminder to everyone who has ever been targeted, manipulated, or betrayed that there is always a way out. There is always a way to rise above the lies, above the deceit, and above the cruelty of those who would seek to destroy you. The game they thought they were playing is over. The trap they set for you has closed on them. And now, as you move forward, unstoppable, unshakable, you become an inspiration to all who have been wronged, to all who have faced adversity, to all who have been betrayed. You become the living proof that no matter how hard life may try to break you, no matter how deep the lies may run, you can always come out on top. You can always rise above the darkness and stand in the light of truth, stronger than ever before. So remember this moment. Remember the feeling of standing tall in the face of everything they tried to do to you. Remember that they tried to frame you. They tried to destroy you. But in the end, they only made you stronger. And as you look at them, as they struggle with the consequences of their own actions, you can stand proud knowing that you've won. Not because you played their game, but because you played it better. You played it smarter. You played it with integrity, and the truth has won. They tried to break you, but in the end, you were the one who broke them. And that, my friend, is a victory no one can ever take from you. The journey you've just completed, the victory you've earned, is not one that can be undone. They tried to take everything from you. They tried to strip you of your reputation, your peace of mind, your dignity. But in the end, they learned that their attempts were futile. You've emerged from this battle stronger, unshaken, and more powerful than ever before. No one, and I mean no one, can ever take that from you. What they failed to realize is that they were not just attacking your physical being, your image, or your career. They were attacking the very essence of who you are. And that essence, that spirit, that will to rise above, is invincible. It cannot be broken. It cannot be corrupted. It cannot be stolen. When they tried to frame you, they thought they were playing a clever game. They believed that by creating a false narrative, by spinning lies and planting seeds of doubt, they could cause you to crumble. But they didn't understand the kind of force they were dealing with. They didn't know that you had been through far worse and come out victorious. You are a warrior forged in fire, tempered by experience, and strengthened by every setback you've ever faced. And what they failed to realize is that every challenge, every obstacle they tried to place in your path only made you more resilient, more relentless, more determined. In the face of their deceit, you didn't react the way they thought you would. They wanted you to panic. They wanted you to lash out in anger, to make mistakes, to show signs of weakness that they could use to tear you down further. But you remained calm. You remained composed. You understood that this was just another challenge, another battle, and that the key to victory wasn't reacting impulsively. It was responding with calculated precision. You didn't let their lies shake your confidence. You didn't let their schemes make you second-guess yourself. Because deep down, you knew the truth, and the truth is far more powerful than any lie they could create. As the storm raged around you, you were the eye of the hurricane. You watched as their accusations piled up. Their false narratives grew more complex. Their attempts to entangle you in their web became more desperate. But with each passing moment, you became more certain that they were only digging their own graves. They were so consumed with trying to trap you that they failed to see they were already trapped themselves. They were so blinded by their hatred, their jealousy, or their fear of your success that they couldn't even recognize the hole they were digging beneath their own feet. And that hole has now swallowed them whole. You see, when you operate from a place of truth and integrity, you are a force that cannot be denied. It doesn't matter how many lies they tell. It doesn't matter how many people they manipulate. It doesn't matter how many times they try to paint you as the villain. Eventually, the truth comes to light. And when it does, it exposes everything. It exposes their motives. It exposes their insecurities. It exposes their weaknesses. That's what they failed to understand when they tried to frame you. They thought they could hide in the shadows, weaving their webs, and no one would ever notice. But they didn't know that the light of truth is far stronger than any shadow they could cast. And now, as the light shines on their lies, they are being exposed for what they are: cowards, manipulators, and frauds. The very web they created to entrap you has become the noose around their own necks. Let's be clear about something. Their actions were not about you. They weren't about destroying your life or destroying your reputation. Even though that's what they wanted you to believe, their actions were about their own insecurities, their own fear, their own inability to cope with the fact that you were a threat to them. They saw your potential, your strength, and your resilience, and it terrified them. They couldn't stand the idea of you rising higher than them. They couldn't stomach the thought of you succeeding when they felt so small. So they plotted, they schemed. They tried to take you down, to humble you, to make you feel small, insignificant, and weak. But what they didn't realize is that you are a force of nature. You are not someone who folds under pressure. You are not someone who can be broken by their petty games. Their plans were never going to succeed. The forces of nature themselves have nothing on the power of someone who is willing to stand firm in their truth, someone who is willing to face adversity head on without blinking. And that's exactly what you did. You faced their attacks. You faced their lies. You faced the darkest, most treacherous part of their plot, and you came out on top. Not because of luck, not because of some external force, but because you are who you are. You are someone who never gives up. You are someone who thrives in the face of adversity. And above all, you are someone who knows that the only thing that can truly defeat you is your own willingness to stop fighting. And you will never stop fighting. It's this unyielding spirit, this refusal to be broken, that has turned the tide in your favor. Because while they tried to break you with their lies, they were only breaking themselves. You, my friend, have witnessed their downfall, and it's been beautiful to behold. There's nothing more satisfying than watching those who sought to destroy you turn on each other, watching them struggle to escape the consequences of their own deceit. They thought they could build their empire on lies, but as it always does, the truth eventually crumbles their foundations. And you stand tall in the wreckage, unscathed, because you never allowed their lies to become your truth. You've now seen the true nature of the people who tried to bring you down. You've seen their weakness, their desperation, and their inability to stand up on their own merit. They needed to tear you down to make themselves feel bigger. They needed to see you fail so that they could convince themselves that they were winning. But in the end, they've only exposed their own insecurities, their own frailties, and their own lack of substance. They tried to frame you, to turn you into something you are not. But they forgot one thing. The truth cannot be hidden forever. They thought they were playing chess, but you were playing a deeper game, one they could never understand. The victory is yours, and it's a victory that no one can take from you. So now, as they struggle to rebuild their shattered lives, as they try to come up with new lies, new schemes to salvage what little dignity they have left, you will continue to rise. You will continue to move forward, unshaken by the chaos they created. You will continue to walk with your head held high because you know who you are. You know what you've endured. You know the strength that lies within you, and no amount of deceit, no amount of manipulation can ever take that away from you. They tried to frame you, but in the end, they framed themselves. And while they fall, you will rise, and your rise will be unstoppable. The lessons you've learned, the strength you've gained, will propel you to greater heights than they could ever imagine. The darkness they tried to cast upon you will only serve to illuminate your path. Because when you are driven by truth, by integrity, by strength of character, there is nothing that can stand in your way. So let them watch. Let them squirm in the consequences of their own making. Because you, my friend, are destined for greatness. In the end, their attempts to break you, to frame you, to destroy you, only highlighted your strength and resilience. They thought they could bring you down, but instead, they exposed their own weaknesses. As they struggled with the fallout of their deceit, you stand tall, stronger than ever, a true testament to the power of truth, integrity, and relentless determination. No matter how hard they try, they could never take from you what truly matters: your spirit, your strength, and your destiny. You've emerged victorious, and nothing will ever change that. Keep rising, for the world is yours.